Yeah, he's not happy.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Our boy Quin Snyder is not happy. He called all of these rumors flat out disrespectful. And I do have a take on this nonetheless. It's not really that hot of a take, okay? It's pretty lukewarm. But before we talk about that, guys, if you want to support the channel, become a patron and YouTube member. Link in the description for that. Or subscribe, like. What else can you do with this? Share. You can comment. You can show this to your mom. I don't know. You do something with the video. All right, so let's talk about Quin Snyder. Utah Snyder responds to report he could be next in line for Spurs coaching job. Now, we talked about this already, and I thought that it would be a seamless fit. I thought it would be a really good fit, actually. But I also said it didn't make a lot of sense because he's kind of in the middle of a contract, and I don't know if they would really want to break that. But there has been quite a bit of rumors of Utah Jazz being kind of discombobulated, like not really being there, okay? And Quin Snyder could potentially be out of a job from, the Utah Jazz. So that's not something that's out of reality, but hey, it's talked about. So this is what he had to say about it. More and more, this is Stein's report actually. More and more, I hear Snyder's name as a potential Pop successor that the Spurs would naturally relish. Now, we talked about that, and yeah, it's quite a bit of speculation there. Even, in his language here, I hear Snyder's name as a potential Pop successor. That's rumor mill right there. All right, but moving on, this is what Snyder had to say. The Jazz head coach recently spoke about this rumor, calling it disrespectful. To be honest, having to address this type of question in any form, in my view, is disrespectful to the teams that are mentioned themselves. I think specifically these types of discussions are also disrespectful to coaches. And I love the guys that I coach. I love these players. Now, okay. I don't know what he, and you guys can kind of correct me here. I don't understand what he necessarily means by that is disrespectful to other coaches. I guess other coaches couldn't get the job, and we're skipping over other coaches and saying he would get the job. I don't know what he means. All I'm reading this as is he's part of his team right now and is disrespectful in the sense of I have guys that I have to coach, and you're basically putting things out there and making them lose faith in me, and that's not cool. And maybe that's what he means by that, that these guys need to be coached as well, and he is there for them. And frankly, my focus is on our guys and our team, and as I said, addressing hypotheticals in these types of questions in any form I feel like is disrespectful. You know what, it is a little, I'll say this, it is a little strange to ask him this. This is a hypothetical, this is a rumor, and it is weird to ask him this. And maybe that's where the disrespect is coming from, where he's saying, look, you asking me this question is disrespectful. And I could see that. I could definitely see that. I don't think that the idea or article saying that it would be cool if Snyder was a San Antonio Spurs coach is disrespectful. I don't think that this necessarily disrespectful to his players. I can see where he's coming from, and I don't think it's disrespectful to other coaches. I mean, Popovich, those are some very large shoes to fill, and Quin Snyder, if anything, is very respectful to even talk about him potentially taking Pop's place and people being, happy about it. So I think that what he's saying is the question is pretty disrespectful, which I would kind of agree with that. Like, it's a little weird to even ask him about it in the middle of a season. That is a little weird, and that's how I would categorize that disrespectful. You mean? I've never talked about my contract from day one, and I'm not going to. That's not something that I'm going to comment on now, nor at any point in the future. That's not something that the Jazz have done. I personally don't want to or believe in getting into public contract discussions. And yeah, you don't want to get in public contract discussions. I mean, it's very silly. No matter what contract we come up with or what we think should happen, at the end of the day, behind closed doors is going to be a completely different thing that happens. I mean, even the Popovich situation, a lot of people expect him to be gone after next season. I could potentially, I could be wrong, but I could see Pop going in and saying, look, I'm gonna sign a new contract, a big juicy contract. I can see that. I mean, Pop got a lot of coaching left in him, and he enjoys this. He enjoys the rebuild. He enjoys seeing young players thrive. That's kind of his thing. And one thing that Pop has talked about continuously is how he really likes the fact that he gets to see players, once they leave the San Antonio Spurs, get big paychecks and really be able to take care of their families. And, you know, I never really understand. I'm going to rant a little bit. I never really understand that take. Like, okay, now they can go take care of their families. Man, G League players make a lot of money. Like, I don't know. I feel like you could have took care of your family anyway. Anyways, that's besides the point. I don't know. I'm just, what? Okay, so overall, look, Quin Snyder does not like these comments. He don't like the questions. I understand it's very strange, and I'm assuming, I didn't see the clip or anything, but I'm assuming that, yeah, they just straight up asked him this. This is a weird thing to ask, man. This is a very weird thing to ask. This isn't something that you ask a coach in the middle of a season. And yeah, that would be categorized as disrespectful just to ask that question. I don't know if it was framed in a way like, hey, Snyder, have you heard about some of those? And he's saying that it's disrespect from the articles to even put that out there, which I wouldn't categorize that as disrespectful. Look, at the end of the day, Quin Snyder even being like in the same discussion as being the head coach for the San Antonio Spurs is mad respect towards him. And it makes a lot of sense in the sense of Quin Snyder, the way that he coached his team and the way that the Utah Jazz have played, at least over the last quite a few seasons, have been pretty reminiscent of the San Antonio Spurs. So I don't think that it's disrespectful, and I think it makes complete sense. And the fact that he has some type of connection to the Spurs previously, sure. So you guys let me know what you think. That's my take on it. I don't see where the disrespect is coming from, but I'm assuming it's just him getting the question to begin with, what he finds disrespectful. So I'll give it to you guys later, man. Until next time, deuces.